It's time now for an in-depth look at the markets this afternoon. And for that, I'm joined on the line by Mr. Daniel Yu, global strategist at Yuanta Securities. Mr. Yu, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me today.
Well, the Kospi is up today for a 13th session in a row. We're right back up to the 2100 level. What's going on in the Korean markets and elsewhere?
Sure. Korean market seems to be doing quite resilient rise versus the other market seems to be fairly timid in terms of the price movement. If you remember last Friday, U.S. market fell quite a bit because of the reason that Chinese officials cutting their visit to U.S. short and maybe raising the doubts about the trade deal might not happen sometime in October. Right after the Chinese official left the U.S., Trump administration, Trump have said that they don't need to do the negotiation until the November of next year before the election. Clearly, it's showing that the possibility of the top negotiation schedule coming through, meaning that the possibility of economic recession could happen in the future that causes the other markets to fall. Especially yesterday, the European market did quite poorly because of a lot of the economic numbers coming through, particularly the PMI numbers are not showing good numbers. Clearly, signs of a slowdown is happening in Europe. So most of the people are concerned about the economic recession coming through for global economic market. But as for the Korea, it continues to do well based on very cheap valuation. Kospi was up about 0.45% today. As for Chinese market, it did poorly yesterday, but today it's slightly up somewhere between 0.2 to 0.5% somewhat.
Yeah, speaking of China, it wrapped up a new round of working level trade talks with the U.S. a few days ago. No major breakthrough as far as we know, but it looks like there's some optimism out there nonetheless.
Sure. Most of the people thought that the Chinese delegation was the one that canceled the visit to U.S. farms in Montana and various other states. But it seems that it's not China, but it is the U.S. have decided not to do this visit. The U.S. Treasury Secretary Min Shin have said that it was their side that was postponing the visits. So clearly there was some confusion, and even Trump did not know that was the case. So that's why I think that Trump have said that the possibility of the tariff continues to happen until the end of the first election, until the election period in November next year. So the signs was that quite negative in terms of the talks, but now some of the signals are coming out that the negotiation will be made somewhat in October. Some soft level of negotiation can actually happen. Some kind of deal might be happening in October is putting some positive indications for most of the market. So European market it's doing okay. The Chinese market doing okay, and the U.S. futures are doing okay. So maybe there is a chance that some kind of small size of negotiation can happen in sometime in October.
Indeed. Well, meanwhile, in the South Korea-U.S. summit today, we saw Korea agree to import more American LNG and a deal for companies from the two sides to work together on autonomous vehicles. Tell us more about that deal and what's been the market reaction.
Right. Clearly, the President Moon seems to be trying to show some good faith to U.S. and Korean president have said that it is reasonable fair share, and he's talking about increase in defense budget and also talking about increase in U.S. weapon purchases. So clearly, Korea is willing to purchase more from U.S. Also, Moon reiterated that Korean government has signed an agreement to purchase U.S. LNG to diversify the LNG sources. Since the Korea, continues to buy, does not generate any oils within the country, so continue to buy anything related to the oil from overseas, but it seems that they're expanding to U.S. And also, he has reiterated that the a technology contract for automatic driving vehicles between U.S. and Korea has been signed. So clearly, Korean government seems to be trying to win some good faith from U.S. These news are definitely positive, and furthermore, the South Korea, North Korea issues, the nuclear weapon issues, all seems to be going in the right direction. So the summit lasted between U.S. and Korea lasted for more than 1 hour. Impact of this is definitely positive, meaning that Korea has suffered from a heavy risk premium attached to the equity market. But it seems that for the 14 days rise, clearly the risk premium for the country seems to be lowering due to the better relationship between the countries.
Got it. All right, Mr. Yu, thank you for sharing your insights with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.